in the Washington, D.C. area. It's the Washington Capitals going to another Game 7 against the New York Rangers. And as most of you know, Alex Ovechkin, as you wrote right here, guarantees a win. Here is the language that he used in the post-game interview, according to Scott Allen. It's not over. We're not going to give up. We're going to win. We are going to come back and beat Tampa Bay or Montreal. So, Neil, I'll start with you on this. People have debated, is it a show of confidence or is it a real guarantee, a la Joe Namath?
Yes and yes. It is both. He guaranteed a win. And he said he even called out the opponents of the next round who they're going to be facing. I mean, this is how you can say this isn't a guarantee is beyond me. And all guarantees are confidence in winning. So one doesn't preclude the other. He guaranteed a win. Now it's going to be up to him to really produce because so far he hasn't in this playoff series.
Clinton, where do you fall on this?
It's not a guarantee to me just because this is what he says after, in most situations like this. And so there's not any real sort of heightened importance to that statement. And as well, I mean, you got to think about this in larger context. First of all, like every politician before an election, they guarantee that they're going to win, even though they know it's not entirely possible.
Yeah.
It's not quite a Messier situation because it wasn't on the game day. It was after a loss. And I also think that personally for Ovechkin, I mean, to him, he has to do this. This is something that is important to him because he's the leader of this team, whether or not he wants to be or not. And at this point, if he doesn't say that, I think there's a lot more criticism than worrying about what he has to deal with if he guarantees it and they lose.
Yeah, he is the captain of the team. Adam, where do you stand on the authenticity of the guarantee?
Yeah, so I guess what we're really asking here is, because so like a guarantee by the dictionary definition, it sort of like means that you will do something if you are wrong. So like I guarantee, you know, like if you guarantee a product, you have to like give the money back if it doesn't meet the standards. So there's nothing you can really give back. So obviously it's not going to meet the denotation of the word, but I think what we're talking about is the connotation, like sort of how staunch and how strong was his confidence and how much did he sort of ensure that, or you know, I think you know. That being said, the fact that he came back around and said it twice, he sort of said it the first time and then he came back around and said it again, and even like mentioned like the teams they will be playing next. I guess it sort of does meet the like guarantee criteria that we're sort of talking about here. So I guess I'm a little torn, but I think I would agree with Neil.
Well, Neil, he's Alex Ovechkin, obviously the captain. Has he earned the cred to be able to say something like a la Mark Messier, who guaranteed a win in Game 6 in 1994, and they won the Stanley Cup?
Not yet, because they haven't gotten out of the second round. I mean, they haven't been great in Game 7s anyway. But he's got a chance this time to at least take a step towards that direction. I mean, Mark Messier had a huge Game 6 and ended up winning the Stanley Cup.
And won many cups previous to
right.
that.
So I mean, there was something a little bit more. There was a little more gravitas when Mark Messier did it as opposed to when Alex Ovechkin's doing it. But I agree with Clinton. That's a lose-lose for him because if he doesn't say it, then he's looked at as being a poor leader. And if he does say it, here we are parsing his words and trying to figure out if it really meant a guarantee or what's the out here. So yeah, I mean, he's got to step up. Now, even before, more than before, if that was even possible, he's got to produce.
Well, yeah, how much of the onus now is on Ovechkin to produce big in Game 7?
I think a lot. He hasn't had many points in this series, and by that I mean, look at it. You know what I mean? The numbers are paltry, but I think it's a little bit unfair to him. I think this is a team that's had a lot of different things that have changed around the core of that team. He's been the leader, but at the same time, there's a lot of guys that haven't really stepped up. He's not the only one.